Should we start with that Orlovsky clip for him?
Yeah.
So Dan Orlovsky talked about this game specifically, and it's centered around Lamar. But just want your take and opinion on it. So Dan Orlovsky talked about what the Ravens need from Lamar. Let's play that clip.
Game will be won by Baltimore if Lamar plays his best game.
Absolutely.
This is
not a Derrick Henry game.
Correct. This is the X's and O's of it. Pittsburgh is going to put an extra person down to the football, and they're going to say, you're not going to run the ball on us. We're not going to allow you to be two-dimensional. We want you to be one-dimensional. I honestly believe, in my gut, Mike Tomlin wants the ball in Lamar Jackson's hands. He wants him to feel that pressure. He wants him to kind of play to the style that they force Lamar to play. And I don't think that Mike Tomlin, again, I don't want to put, he 100% respects him, but he thinks he's got his number. He thinks there's a certain style of play, to Teddy's tape, that compression of the pocket, that he can control the game. He does not want to play with two safeties deep and say, Baltimore, run the football on us.
So right there, Dan's saying or alluding, Steelers are confident. Mike Tomlin wants the ball in Lamar's hands. I think that might be a little bit of a stretch, but what's your take on Dan's comments?
No, I think he's right. I think we all know how good of a player Derrick Henry is and how much of a game changer our run game has been for us in our wins this season. And, you know, we always talk about in games like this, the game is won at the line of scrimmage. So if they're able to stop us from running the ball, I think that puts them in a position where we're in these must-pass situations. And they got a Hall of Famer on the outside, on the edge. They got a Hall of Famer in the middle. They got a potential Hall of Famer on the back end. And they got some other dudes on the, you know, their defense has been kind of their, you know, has been the best part of their team over the, you know, since Tomlin's been there. And with TJ Watt and with Cam Hayward and PQ and those guys, if they're able to get off, if you know, TJ is able to get one-on-one with a tackle in a must-pass situation, they like their chances because he's one of the best pass rushers in the game. And for us, I think we have to be able to establish that run game and be able to control the line of scrimmage because it allows us to open things up, and they can't just tee off one-on-one with our tackles. And so we've always been we've always been a team that wants to establish the run, wants to establish the presence on the front, you know, whether that's offense or defense. And so it's no surprise that they're going to try to stop that because that's how you win football games. And they did a pretty decent job last time around to kind of mitigate some of the run stuff that we had success with in our other games. And so we're going to look to establish that. And look, if for some reason we can't, I mean, let's just look at last week. I mean, Lamar had 5 touchdown passes and he's playing really, he's playing smart football. He's not making any, you know, outrageous throws. He's been very accurate. He's got limited interceptions. Like, we're talking about a 2-time MVP. Like, if it's me, I'm perfectly okay with having the ball all the time. I mean, the guy is a stud. He's one of the best players in football, if not the best player in all of football. And he's the most dynamic player by far. So whether, you know, if they're trying to get 8 the ball, that's fine with us. We got ways to get the ball out on the edge to Justice and to Zay and Isaiah and Mark and Rashad and all these other guys. We got the weapons to do it. If they're, you know, they're going to try to stop the run, we're going to try to run the football. And that's just the nature of the game. I feel like that's just the most obvious statement. Like, yes, if you make a team one-dimensional, it makes it hard for them to win. However, we have a 2-time MVP in Lamar Jackson at quarterback with some very talented weapons around him. And I'm okay with that. And I think we are too. But our philosophy has always been dominate up front, establish the run, and we're going to do that. And we're going to look to do that. And Derrick is, you know, I'm sure Derrick's fuming at the mouth right now trying to rebound from last week, you know, last time we played him with his 1 fumble. And he's going to be looking to make a statement too. And I feel like our offensive line is going to do the same thing. They got a challenge. They got these guys that everyone talks about, that they're the best and they're this and TJ's that. And Cam has been in the league for 500 years. He's the greatest D lineman of all time.
Beast.
That's, you know, they are. I'm not taking anything away. Those guys.
Oh, no, you're not. You know what I'm saying? You see that mentality. You're like, hey, they're great, but tough shit. We're good too. We got to go out there and hit them in the mouth, Nick. Hit him in the mouth.
We got one of the best centers in the game. We got, you know, one of the best left tackles in the game. And we have a very dominant offensive line. And these guys are going to be looking to set the tone for our team. And they're going to do that by moving people out of the way and getting 22 the ball and letting him get downhill and then we're going to find out who's man, who's how big a boy is PQ when it's 22-6.
Oh,
So we're ready.
Wait.
I think these guys are going to answer the bell on that one, and it's going to be it's going to be a physical ass game. I mean, look at the last time we played. It got chirpy, things were going after the play, personal foul here, personal foul there. It's going to be physical. It's going to be a bloodbath, and that's that's Steelers Ravens football. We don't want it any other way. And
in the mouth.
We're going to answer it, and we're ready to rock, and these guys are going to be ready to go, and we're fucking ready to rock, dude.